Hello, everybody. I'm Alida, joining you from Oulu, Finland. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the conference physically because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but I am equally glad to be able to share my presentation with you virtually. So today, basically, I'll be talking about news as simulation, which is a project that I am working on with a friend, and what we do with AR and how it is changing the way we learn and narrate stories. So let's get right into the presentation. All right, so this is the title of the presentation, How News Assimilation in AR is Changing the Way We Learn and Narrate Stories. So first of all, I'll start by giving you a brief introduction about who we are. So we are a team of two, myself, Alida, and Sila, who is also a co-founder and is also following the conference virtually. So we are two immigrants based in Oulu, Finland, and the News Assimilation project is a relatively young project. We've been working on it for about 1.5 to 2 years, and it's a project under Kayo Games. So under Kayo Games, we are working on different projects, and we plan to work on other projects, but News Assimilation is the one that we are currently focusing on at the moment. So what is News Assimilation about? So basically what we do is that we create simulations to explain news reports, mostly current and hottest news reports. So instead of the traditional way of experiencing the news, we decide to create simulations from the news. So it's actually a different way to experience a news report. And we create 3 types of simulations: normal downloadable games, web-based simulations, and mobile AR and VR simulations. So our very first simulation we created last year, it was the MCAS simulation, which was based on the Boeing 737 MAX crashes that happened last year. So we actually created a simulation, a game. It's a game. So we created a game to explain how the MCAS works. The game is currently available on Steam Early Access. We are finalizing the game by the end of this month. The full version will be available, and it's a downloadable game, and it can also be accessed via web. So that was the very first simulation that we created. And aside from that, we have other AR simulations. So if you go to our website, www.newsassim.com, you're going to see the different simulations AR that we have created so far. So basically what we aim to achieve is just to make learning more fun. So we want to actually suggest a different way of experiencing news. So rather than it's a media platform, I would say, News Assim. So rather than experiencing news in the form of listening, so instead of listening to your radio or TV, or reading an article, or listening to a video, or watching a video, we have an alternative, which is actually experiencing it through AR, in the form of AR. And the simulations that we create are interactive and easy to understand. So here we have some of the examples of the AR simulations that we have created. On my left, we have a simulation about the coronavirus and how the symptoms of coronavirus and how it affects the various parts of your body. And on my right, we have a simulation about bees, which is helping users understand their role in pollination and the different parts, the anatomy of a bee. So if you follow the links, you're going to have a link that is going to give you access to the AR version of these simulations. And again, if you go to MusaSim, you will see other simulations that we have created with AR. So how do we do it? So initially, we started creating our AR simulations with Facebook's Spark AR, but we noticed that there were a lot of constraints. So first of all, we had to submit, after creating the AR, we had to submit it to Facebook for approval, and it could take 1 to 2 days before they could accept it and give us the right to publish. So it was quite long for us. And also we noticed that the simulations, the AR simulations, were not quite stable on every mobile source. For example, on some Android phones, the ARs were a bit shaky. They were not very clear, and they were difficult to understand. So this led us to create and develop our own tool, which we now use to create our AR simulations. And this tool is easy to use, and we don't have to go through a third party for approval. Once we have created the simulation, we can publish the link and give access to our users immediately. And in the future, we plan to also license this tool to third parties or work with third parties in order to create simulations for them. It's with a short tutorial, you can be able to understand how to use the platform and create your own simulations. And it has potential in various sectors, such as education, e-commerce, hospitality sector, for instance, restaurants or even hotels. So that's the plan that we have with this tool. So right now, we say that our platform is mostly mobile, so we are targeting the mobile market because smartphones availability is increasing, and the smartphones have become indispensable in our everyday life. More and more people are getting connected on the internet via smartphones nowadays. So for us, it was we decided to target this sector because there are more smartphones users today, and our platform is responsive. So I mean, it's easy to access our platform. It's easy to use it with your mobile phone, and the ARs are also easily accessible with mobile. And also, what we want to propose with the user simulation is actually an immersive and interactive learning experience for our users. So we want to move away from the traditional method, I would say, of learning into a more digital, a more modern way of learning, which we believe is actually going to help people understand more what a certain information is about. Since you can interact with it, you can access it everywhere you go with just your smartphone and an internet connection. And there's a promising future for mobile AR. Varieties of industries are now utilizing the AR technologies or are planning to. it has already kicked off tremendously across different platforms, and it has started to immerse itself into the mobile space via cameras. We are now looking forward to the day that AR becomes mainstream and compatible through multiple channels for multiple areas such as teaching, entertainment, beauty, and more. So this is basically what my presentation is about. I hope you have been able to understand the message that I am trying to pass across. So I would say thank you for listening, and if you have any questions or any further inquiries, you can contact me via email, and I will gladly respond. Thank you for your time. Bye.